Hi, I'm Pilar, and today we're looking at the top 5 most requested watches on Chrono24 in 2020. We've analyzed vast amounts of data, and all I can say is, get ready for a few surprises. Let's waste no time and jump right in. Fifth place on our best of list goes to the Rolex GMT-Master II, reference 126710 BLNR, perhaps better known as the Batman. Its nickname comes from its blue and black Cerachrome bezel, a color scheme it shares with the iconic superhero. The blue and black bezel was more than just a pretty feature when it debuted alongside the reference 116710 BLNR in 2013. It marked the start of a new era as Rolex's first ever two-tone ceramic bezel. Up until that time, many had considered such a feat impossible. If you'd like to learn more about the GMT Master's history, you can find a link to a comprehensive video on this model in the description below. Back to the watch at hand. It joined Rolex portfolio in 2019, is 40mm in diameter, and has a water resistance of 100 meters. That's about 330 feet. Unlike its predecessor, Rolex pairs this timepiece with a 5-piece link Jubilee bracelet with polished middle links. Its power comes from the cutting-edge caliber 3285, which, like all current Rolex movements, is a certified superlative chronometer and has a 70-hour power reserve. Rolex sells the Batman for an official list price of $9,700. However, due to limited supply and the global delivery situation, it is nearly impossible to find this watch for sale at offline retailers. Plus, even if you could, it would likely come with a years-long wait time. The secondary market offers a way to bypass any waiting lists. However, such expediency comes at a premium. As of recording, you can purchase a reference 126710 BLNR on Chrono24 for around $18,000. Moving on to fourth place, we find an all-time classic, the Omega Speedmaster Professional Moonwatch reference 311 30 42 3001 005. This model is a direct descendant of the Speedmaster worn by Buzz Aldrin when he set foot on the lunar surface on July 20, 1969. Like its historic predecessor, the Professional Moonwatch's black dial features 3 sub-dials and luminous white hands and indices. All of this is framed by a black tachymeter bezel, a remnant from the Speedmaster's origins as a racing chronograph. Another holdover from the original Moonwatch is the domed Hesalite crystal that protects the displays. Inside the case, you'll find the manual caliber 1863, which itself is the most recent in a long line of calibers stretching back to the 321 used in the first watch on the moon. Prices for the Moonwatch have increased significantly over the last 2 years. The same watch that would have sold for around $4,000 on Chrono24 in 2018 now demands roughly $5,100, and that price may soon start to rise again, as there are rumors that Omega plans to replace this model with a version with sapphire crystal sometime early next year. If you're interested, we also have a video dedicated to the Moonwatch. Again, you can find a link to the video in the description below. The third most requested watch in 2020 is yet another classic Omega, the Seamaster Diver 300M, reference 210 30 42 2001 001. This 42mm diving watch has a stainless steel case and is water resistant to 300 meters, or roughly 1,000 feet. Its combination of a black ceramic bezel, black dial with a laser-engraved wave pattern, and white sword hands is unique among diving watches. Another defining feature is the manual helium escape valve, located on the left side of the case at 10 o'clock. This stylish Omega gets its extraordinary accuracy from the caliber 8800. This movement boasts a coaxial escapement and master chronometer certification from the Swiss Federal Institute of Metrology. To qualify as a master chronometer, a movement must not only demonstrate exceptional accuracy, but also be resistant to magnetic fields of up to 15,000 Gauss. If all that wasn't enough, the Seamaster Diver 300M is also a star of the silver screen. It made its Hollywood debut on the wrist of James Bond himself in 1995's GoldenEye, and remains a favorite of Her Majesty's secret agent to this day. In fact, in the upcoming Bond flick No Time to Die, 007 dons another special edition Diver 300M. You can learn more about this watch in a previous video, which we have linked to in the description below. As you can see here, prices for the Seamaster Diver 300M are generally stable and sit around $4,800. No best of watch list is complete without a Rolex Submariner. This classic diving watch naps second place on our list. More specifically, we're talking about the Submariner Date reference 116610 LV. Due to its green dial and green Cerachrome bezel, fans were quick to dub this model the Hulk. Apart from its color scheme, the Hulk shares the rest of its traits with other updates. It has a 40mm stainless steel case, water resistant to 300 meters, that's about 1,000 feet, sapphire crystal with a Cyclops lens, and the caliber 3135. Prices for this model exploded only a few months ago, going from $17,900 in August to around $22,200 in December. Why? It's simple really. Rolex introduced new models in September, including the new Kermit reference 126610 LV with a green bezel and black dial. At the same time, the Hulk went into immediate retirement after a 10-year production run. As is so often the case with discontinued Rolexes, this edition transformed into a highly coveted collector's item nearly overnight. Last but not least, we come to our most requested watch of 2020, and the winner is the Rolex Datejust reference 1601, the mother of all sporty dress watches. This particular reference was part of Rolex's lineup for some 20 years, spanning the early 1960s to the start of the 1980s. Its 36mm case is available in stainless steel, 18-karat gold, or in a two-tone design. Like most watches from this era, its crystal is made of acrylic glass. Of course, Rolex's distinctive Cyclops lens is also present, sitting above the date display at 3 o'clock. As for the movement, this Datejust features a caliber 1560 or 1570, both of which lack a quick set date function. One of the 1601's defining features is its fluted bezel. Bezels from earlier Datejusts from the 1940s have much finer fluting, so that the bezel could be attached to the main case using a special tool, something that still applies to every Rolex case back. However, the 1601's bezel has a purely decorative function and makes this model truly unmistakable. While it traditionally comes on a Jubilee bracelet, you can also find the 1601 for sale on a leather strap, with prices ranging from $4,500 for a stainless steel edition to around $11,000 for a model in 18-karat yellow gold. Two-tone versions fall between the two at about $5,300. Like most Rolexes, the Datejust 1601 continues to perform well, with average prices increasing by between 10 and 15% over the last year, according to data from Chrono24 watch collection. You can find out more about the Datejust in our video linked in the description below. So those were the top 5 most popular watches of 2020. But I'm curious, what are your personal top 5 models of this year? Let me know in the comments below. Also, I just wanted to mention that we have an upcoming video about watches that will blow up in 2021. So stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Enjoy your watches!